here's the deal. I know what you're thinking. That's right, I know exactly what you're thinking. You're thinking that this dude over here has never heard music in his life. Not a single musical note, no rhythm. I've heard at least 2 songs in my life. I know what you're also thinking. This man, he has never even played a video game. Here's the thing, pal. You shouldn't have even entered this arena. Roll the clip. Kumble, there's something you may not know about me.
What?
And that is the simple fact that I am a gamer. Can you tell that I had no idea how to start this video? Age of Empires 2 is a certified hood classic. I think this much we all know. It is the OG civilization building strategy game that can go from tranquil to heart-pounding gameplay and offers just as many ways for you to dominate your opponent as it offers ways for you to get fucking destroyed. There's many a way to play this game. You can play offensively, attacking at every chance you get. You can play defensively, building yourself into a tomb of stone walls. And for some reason, you can play this game on the PS2. What the fuck? Why? Bro, it actually works with a USB mouse. This is fucking sick. Only one thing is a constant in every game of Age of Empires 2. The computer will fucking destroy you, no matter how well you play. It's fucking Skynet level, man. I'm just sitting there, a caveman homunculus in the feudal age, and this motherfucker has the goddamn Burj Khalifa or some shit. This is fucking bullshit! Age of Empires 2 has an immaculate soundtrack. It fades in and out, scoring the action on screen in a way that makes the game feel very alive. It can range from very ambient and relaxing tunes to some real bangers, and no song conveys that you are in the heat of battle more than Bass Bag, which for the record, I never knew it was called. I always refer to it as that one song. This song has such a strong lead melody, and the sound fonts they use just sell it so well, especially the legendary organ break in the middle. That's the shit right there. This is the song that drives civilizational progress. Do you think if I hit a Bluetooth speaker playing this song at a UN meeting that all the world leaders would start building giant castles and spamming man-at-arms at each other? Nikki is arguably one of the most significant moments in gaming history. It marked a new era of indie games that could completely break the mold wide open on what a game can be or do to a player. You know the classic quote, the first Nikki game only sold 10,000 copies, but everyone who bought one of those copies went out and formed a band. What the fuck?
I don't even think that's a real quote.
The only real goal of this game is to explore the odd atmospheric and often eerie dream worlds and a vast web of subworlds that has only the thinnest semblance of internal logic to them. This game's presentation is really what makes it such a powerful experience. There's so much iconic imagery in Nikki that sticks in your brain forever. I will never forget walking through the creepy sewer area only to be confronted by this thing before getting swallowed by it and oh fuck! It has so many moments like that, which makes you wonder, what is the significance of all these things to our main character Maritsuki? And what do they mean to her? And why can't she come to the party?
World's up, man.
All of that being said, one of the most pivotal parts of Nikki is the god tier soundtrack. It's very unique for an OST containing a new song for almost every room in the game. See, most of the game's soundtrack consists of these surreal, very short but hypnotic loops that draw you into whatever area you're in. I had like 10 nominees for this. From the beautiful little jangly melody that plays when you sit down to save the game, to the despair-inducing distant guitar of the barracks theme, to the kinda I just had a back alley lobotomy with a screwdriver and all is well now vibe of the Shield Folk World theme.
It's not so bad, homie. Go in with your nose and they let you keep your piece of brain they cut out.
Point is, I could have picked any of these, but I truly think that the one track that represents the vibe of Nikki the best is the checkered tile path theme. It has such an aura of mystery and adventurousness to it. I love the sound of it. It sounds like a never-ending deeper and deeper dive into your subconsciousness, and in that regard, it represents the vibe of the game very well. To put it simply, it just fucking slaps. I love the plinky, delayed keyboard melody on top of that very churchly, imposing, rigid organ backing. It sounds like something Philip Glass would have composed in the late 70s. I could have listened to this theme on loop for minutes on end. It's just something about it just gets me. There are a lot of viable picks for best video game music from the Mega Man games. The series is mainly famous for two things after all: stupefying difficulty, great music, and having too many entries. I've always personally gravitated towards the ending theme for Mega Man 3 because it's weirdly melodic and emotionally complicated for a song for the goddamn NES when you basically made music by gluing processor chips together until notes came out or some shit. I don't know, I'm not a doctor. The context of where this theme plays and how it's iterated upon is also a vital part of what makes it so cool. Throughout the game, you have random encounters with this weird fucking red guy named Proto Man. He's this odd presence because he's not exactly hard to fight, you just shoot at him a little and he pieces the fuck out. But most importantly, he always announces his presence with this weird little whistle melody. What the fuck's the deal with that shit? Okay, so I beat the game. Why is this final song iterating on a stupid little whistly do? What's going on here? Oh my god, he's Mega Man's bro! Why did the majority of the human population shit on Legend of Zelda Spirit Tracks again? Some fucking dumbass memes about trains or some shit? I don't know. It's a real shame it got so overlooked because it's actually one of the few Zelda games that does something completely different. And I'm not just talking about the train thing. I mean, Zelda fucking straight up dies at the beginning of the game, gets yeeted out of existence, and since she is now a ghost, a ghoul, a ghastly presence, a haunted specter, if you will, she actually comes along with Link on the adventure and can actively help with puzzles throughout the dungeons by possessing these armored guys walking through lava and popping out the fucking walls. Point is, there's a lot to like about this game, and the soundtrack is most certainly one of those things. This one was somewhat of a toss-up, but for me, the Realm Overworld theme of Spirit Tracks is possibly the greatest Zelda song in the history of the series. Never has a song in this godforsaken series ever conveyed this strong feeling of just sheer unadulterated adventure. You can practically feel the wind in your brainstem, the determination to persevere. It has a melody that is so boldly triumphant, and the pan flute lead just sounds so damn good. The rhythm of the song is also perfectly structured to meld well with the chugging sound of the train you control for the overworld sections. There's not really much else to say. The theme speaks for itself and how instinctively likable it is. It has an intangible quality to it that's very cool. As I once said in the closing statement of my last job interview, let's talk about Plok for the Super Nintendo. Plok is often regarded as the apocalypse now of the game industry, an immense artistic undertaking that blurs the line between the high tension and descending mental state of the movie's protagonist with the cataclysmic scale of the project itself and the director's insane ambition. Who gives a fuck about Plok? Nobody, and frankly, there's no reason you should. That is except for the music. See, Plok happened to have been blessed by the hand of incredible game composer and bona fide musical scientist Tim Follin, a man who was intimately aware of the limitations and capabilities of the systems he worked with, having made mind-blowing soundtrack for the NES with OSTs like Silver Surfer in the year 3 BP.
That means before Plok.
By the time the Super Nintendo era came around, Tim was a master of his craft and made arguably one of the greatest full game OSTs of its time. Plok. I can't believe I'm saying this. Plok has many themes that have become popular around the internet as hidden gems, like the breathtaking Ascended Beach theme. But for my money, I think the best song in the Plock soundtrack is the one for the first level of the game, Cotton Island. It's deceptively normal in the first few seconds, sounding like any other schlubby mascot platformer's overly cutesy level 1 theme. But then, Tim Fallon kicks it up at the 85th gear and goes full Zappa-esque prog on a SNES sound chip, with like 7 distinct movements in it with rising and falling action, featuring a goddamn xylophone solo, a flute break, and possibly the greatest acoustic guitar sample I've ever heard on a 16-bit system, ending with this awesome over-the-top climax before looping perfectly back in on itself, never stopping the amazing energy of the song. As much as I love the song on its own, I think part of what endeared me to it was its use in this awesome Nikki fan animation by this pixel animator called Gobo. You should check it out, it's really cool, check out all their videos.
I'll link it in the Plock description.
To sum it up, Cotton Island is wacky ass prog on the SNES and I love it.
Now I must go do Plock's bidding.
And thus the video game songs have been talked about. And I will make my exit now. This is where I live, right here in this little corner.